Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan, and this is the KingCast, the live podcast where we cover all things Bethesda. Welcome to the live podcast. We've got a lot to talk about, as always. Y'all pardon me while I get hooked up here. All right. It is good to see everybody. Hopefully my chat starts working today. It was not working last night, so we'll see if it's working today. Man, we've got a lot to talk about. I was wrong about the shadow drop, kind of. I've got something exciting to tell you there. We're going to talk Indiana Jones. We're going to go deep dive into Indiana Jones. We've got some Starfield news to talk about. I've got some interesting news to talk about machine games, something else that was in that Indiana Jones trailer that maybe you didn't pick up on. We're going to talk about something else from ZeniMax Online Studios. We're going to talk about the Elder Scrolls Online. They have their global reveal as well. And we're going to talk more about the Developer Direct, what went on from the Developer Direct. We saw Avowed, Aura History Untold. There were several things there. And just the future of Bethesda. A lot coming from 2024 from Bethesda this year. We've got a lot from Fallout 76, a lot from Starfield, even though it wasn't announced at this upcoming thing. So, y'all, let me tell me if you can hear me. Tell me if y'all can see me. Because I don't have anything in my chat right now. I hope my chat is working. If not, I'm going to be all upset. Surely it is. Somebody say something on the chat. I'm getting nervous that it's not working. Let's see. Let me check it another way. My chat is not working. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Welcome. Okay, finally. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Hey, Johnny, what's going on? Everything looks good. I can see and hear you just fine. Okay, good. Now I can start. Did y'all know? Yes, I was wrong with the shadow drop. There was no shadow drop, kind of, because I said what I was most looking for in the shadow drop was the new Elder Scrolls mobile game. And they did it the strangest way right before the Developer Direct started. I don't know if you was watching Twitter or not, but Bethesda tweeted they shadow launched. They shadow announced the Shadows Elder Scrolls game. Now, it is on the iOS, and don't get too excited because it's not out yet, but you can request it because I've already requested it. But they shadow dropped it, or shadow announced it, and here it is. It's on here, the Elder Scrolls Castles. And it looks pretty cool, but it says expected next December, not this December, but December of 2025. So I don't know what in the world they've been doing because it's been out on beta for quite a while. But anyway, in the tweet, they said, we're excited to finally share the Elder Scrolls Castles, our new mobile game from the team behind Fallout Shelter. The team has been hard at work for the last few years, and we absolutely adore it. But anyway, you can go on Android or iPhone and see the Elder Scrolls Castle. So I was almost right with the shadow drop. They kind of shadow announced this thing before the Developer Direct. So, hey, Thomas, what's going on? Thank y'all for being here today. During the Indiana Jones trailer, and by the way, I'm going to go into Indiana Jones. I do want to know how many of y'all are not even excited about it. How many of y'all are going to play it? I'm going to play it. I'm excited about the game, but I love the Wolfenstein game. So I really, really liked the Indiana Jones game. But during that Indiana Jones game, on the blackboard, on the dry erase board, during the trailer, there was actually the name of another game, and I don't know if y'all saw it, but Quake 6 was actually written on the I don't know why I can't think of the name, the dry erase board in that trailer. And for anybody that follows Bethesda, and we've talked about it here on the Kingcast quite often, that a new Quake game is in the works. And so I think that was kind of a silent little jab at the community going, yes, it's coming. Yes, it's almost here. Also, a Quake remaster. So we can look for the next install. We've had Quake 4, then there was Quake Champions. So would that be considered Quake 5? And then Quake 6 is coming next, I'm guessing. So I didn't play Quake Champions because it was a multiplayer kind of thing. But I did like the old Quake when it was like Doom. So anyway, Quake 6 was written on the board. I thought that was kind of cool and kind of neat. Talk about Indiana Jones in a minute. The Starfield update is finally here after a delay. They delayed it, and now it is in Steam beta anyway. I do have some bad news about Starfield before we talk about the update. Well, the update's got some bad news too, but Starfield now has fewer players than Dave the Diver in Steam. Now it's not all bad. Dave the Diver is actually getting votes for Game of the Year. So I don't know anything about Dave the Diver. I don't know if y'all played Dave the Diver, but Dave the Diver has more players than Starfield in Steam. Just let that sink in. That's got to hurt. And I don't look at this very much because this is silly. The Steam ratings are mostly negative now from fans. They've been bombing those. I just don't look into that because I mean they were it had near perfect ratings, 10 out of 10 and all that at first, and now that's silly to me. I just think that's absolutely silly. But anyway, the update for Bethesda is in Steam now. And they're also teasing more updates on the way. Now, I said this last week. Remember that they said as early as February, that's next month, of course, we're going to be getting some of those DLC type stuff, the city maps, the new ways to travel, all those things that they hinted at, the big things coming. So we can look for one of those things coming next month. Also, modders are complaining to Bethesda that modders can fix Starfield quicker than Bethesda can fix the game. And I've heard this about every Bethesda game. And this is really, really silly, whether it's Fallout, whether it's the Elder Scrolls, or whether it's Starfield. Of course, modders can do things quicker than Bethesda can. Number one, Bethesda has to go through rigorous trials and certification and make sure, because listen, when they put something out, it's not just going out to 1 to 10 to 20 to 100 to 1,000 computers. It's going all over the world, and they will be held accountable for what happens, not just to the game, but to the systems that they are sending that update out to. Modders don't have that hassle. They can just throw something out, and hey, if that mod messed up your game, oh well. And that's so. Of course, they can send something out like that. There's a huge difference. But anyway, one of the community managers actually responded to the modders and was trying to explain, and of course got in trouble because anytime you talk back to fans, you get in trouble. But he also tried to explain that they also try to put fixes instead of just sending out one little fix, one little fix, one little fix. They try to bundle them into these bigger things like the 100 fixes, because when you do one little change, it changes something over here. And when you do one little change, it changes something over here. So when you get a bunch of them together, you work on this big, massive thing and make sure this big, massive thing is going to work all together. And that's why it takes so long. And modders are just working on one or two at a time. So, of course, it's easier to work on one or two at a time. Make sense? So, there's your Starfield update, but there's more fixes that are coming very soon, and more DLC stuff coming as well. Nobody said a thing about Indiana Jones. I guess y'all don't care about Indiana Jones, or my chat stopped again. I don't think this chat's working right. But anyway, I'm just going to keep on talking like I know what I'm doing. Let me tell you what we know so far about the Indiana Jones. Because again, I think it looked really, really good. I want to know what y'all thought about the developer direct. Was you disappointed in it? I wished there would have been more surprises. I wasn't shocked there wasn't anything else, because we're going to get more announcements from Starfield, more announcements from Fallout 76. I know those things are coming. We got the Fallout TV show coming. We're probably going to have another Xbox event in June. So I'm looking forward to all that. So, Bethesda's got a huge year coming up. And now with this Indiana Jones game, this looks like a huge end of the year game. It's probably coming out late November, early December, coming out, for a Christmas time game. And it's going to be big. It may not be big with our crowd. Underwhelming. Yeah, it was, especially for us. And I understand that for the BGS crowd, it was underwhelming. But this game's going to be big with what I would call mainstream gamers. Okay, we're more of the hardcore Bethesda gamers, not the mainstream gamers. Johnny says the Fallout 76 map expansion. I'm excited about that, and the TV show. I know. I wish there is so much coming with Fallout. There's so much coming with Starfield. I mean, there is so much happening with BGS this year. There could be a whole BGS show, and they didn't even mention any of it. And it just makes me cringe. But of course, now they're with Xbox, so we've got to do the Xbox thing. Yes, we will talk about the 76 map in just a minute, because I have some exciting news, guys, about my Fallout 76 Scary Places and Real Places series. So y'all hang on, okay? I really want to talk to you about that. I'm very, very excited about that. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it since y'all are excited about it. The new Fallout 76 map going into the Shenandoah Valley. Hey, Sarge, what's going on? Sarge says, I'm worried that Indiana Jones will be a Tomb Raider knockoff with a few gimmicks and tarted up graphics. Crazy how much resources Bethesda has, considering Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Yes, absolutely. The Indiana Jones game, I'm excited about it because I am a Wolfenstein fan. If you've ever played the Wolfenstein series, now let's take the last game out. Let's don't talk about the last game. It was a multiplayer. I'm talking about the mainstream games. The Wolfenstein games are absolutely wonderful. And this is Machine Games who's doing this. And if you watch the trailer, I could see Machine Games handprints all over this. It looked like, to me, the game looked like a Wolfenstein Uncharted mix. Okay, it looked like a mixture between Uncharted and Wolfenstein. Uh, and I say Uncharted because it's going to be a movie type script. There's going to be a lot of cut scenes and that kind of stuff. And Wolfenstein had that as well. But and by the way, Todd Howard had his choice of what studio he wanted to do this. He could have had BGS do this, but he picked Machine Games because he thought that they were best suited to do the Indiana Jones game. And looking at it, the Indiana Jones jumping across the planes, the wings of the plane. I mean, that just screams Wolfenstein. So yeah, it looked great. I love that it's in first person. I love that Indiana Jones is in first person. It does have some third person. It pulls back into third person when it goes to the cutscenes, but you play in first person. I love that. I know some people are third person people, but I get immersed in first person. I Most of what we said last week, by the way, we were right on. It's set right after Raiders of the Lost Ark, set in 1937. He does go to Italy, but of course, Connecticut's in it, Marshall College. He also goes to Egypt. He also goes to the Himalayas. There's a lot of puzzles, traps, and all that kind of stuff he was talking about. Harrison Ford is not the voice actor because, of course, Harrison Ford said he would never do another Indiana Jones after the Crystal Skull fiasco. Troy Baker is actually the voice actor, and he does a really good job. Of course, Troy Baker is the one that is the voice actor for The Last of Us, and he's the one that does it. Lucasfilms worked hand in hand with Machine Games, and they call it a strategy action hybrid game because it's really neat. You don't have to pick a play style. You can go in action blazing. I would say guns blazing, but really they really worked on the whip. Man, that whip looked cool. But you can use a pistol, but the whip is what is the main thing that you can use in the Indiana Jones. Um, but you can also be stealthy. Uh, but it sounds like what they said was uh, that every situation there's multiple ways to do it. There's ways to find ways around the enemies, or you can avoid puzzles, you can avoid the traps, so there's multiple ways around. And I like that. It reminds me of Prey. If anybody's played, here's me talking about Prey again. I love Prey. But that sounds cool as well. Also, on an article written by it, it says it's a mix of linear narrative driven. I thought it looked mostly linear narrative driven, but there are places where there's open areas as well to the map. So that's very, very cool. And again, I said, and I hate to bring up Tomb Raider since was it Sarge said something about Tomb Raider? Uh, it looks like a Wolfenstein, Uncharted, Tomb Raider. They all had a baby, and here it is going to be Indiana Jones. So, yes, it does sound really good. Let's see. Fallout London is going to be good. Yes, that looks really good. TJA 94 says played Prey, thought it was a good game. Oh man, it was a great game. Prey was absolutely great. Okay, let's talk about the Fallout 76 map extension for a minute. That's enough on Indiana Jones, unless y'all have any questions. I am excited about Indiana Jones. I'm going to play it. I might even stream it once or twice. I'm not going to cover it much on my channel because I'm mainly a BGS guy. So I do cover all things Bethesda, especially on the KingCast, but uh, I'm mainly a BGS guy when it comes to my channel. Hey, Psycho, what's going on? Uh, the extension in Fallout 76 is going into the Shenandoah Valley. Okay, it's going to be very, very focused into the Shenandoah Valley. And I've been looking and talking to some people that live in Virginia. And if any of y'all live in Virginia or close to Virginia, y'all know what the Shenandoah Valley is and where it is. It's a very local area with basically the Shenandoah National Park and just a few roads going through there. But I've really narrowed down some locations that I believe are going to be in the map. And what I'm excited about is this: I'm working on, y'all know I did a Fallout 76 Scary Places. Now it's a little bit to the north, Jordan Springs, but I'm working on one right now that's a real places. It's not a scary place, but it's good. And it's definitely going to be in this new map. There's no way they're going to leave this one out. Okay. I was hoping to have it out this week, but no, it'll be out next week. But my as many as I can get out, I'm gonna do these until the map comes out. I'm gonna keep doing the scary places and the real places until the map comes out, because I've picked places in that Shenandoah Valley that I believe are going to be in the map. And there's not many scary places. That's why I'm going to do some real places, and that's where you just get the history of the place. Uh, that's the difference between a Fallout scary place and a Fallout real place. The real place don't have the ghosts, so that's the difference. Thank you, Sodium Soldier. I appreciate that. You're gonna love this real place that I want to tell you what it is, because man, it's so cool. It is so cool. I'm so excited about this. Man, it's so cool. It's such a cool place, and it's going to be a cool place in the map. Gosh, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all don't tell anybody, okay? It is. I can't believe I'm gonna tell you. My wife says I can't keep a secret. Queen says I can't keep a secret. It is it is a place that's like the White Spring. You know how the White Spring has the bunker under it where the president and many of the cabinet go. This is a place just like that. It's called Mount Weather. Y'all can look it up. But it is the place, if nukes ever come and hit America, it's where the president of the United States would go, and his staff and the military. It's where the continuity of government happens. And it's 6 stories underground. It's amazing. It's an amazing place. I cannot wait to give y'all this Fallout 76 real place. So there's y'all's sneak peek. So you guys, only you guys that's watched the KingCast know what's coming next week in the Fallout 76 real place. So there you go. I'm excited to give you that one. So I don't know how many of y'all are interested in any of the other games that came out during the direct. I tell you this, I did like the. Now this is just me, and I know this is not going to be something that a lot of y'all liked. I love the top down strategy game. What was that one? The Aura, the History Untold. I love that one. It's made from the people that make Civilization. Man, that one looked really, really, really cool. Stalker 2, you like Stalker 2? Also, Avowed, the Avowed game looked better than I thought. This trailer looked much better than the last trailer. However, Tell me I'm not crazy. This Avowed trailer looked like, some of it looked gorgeous. I mean, some of it looked hyper realistic, gorgeous. And then there's some things that still look cartoony. What's the deal? Like the guy's axe and some of the creatures that he fights, it still looks cartoony. I don't know why they have a mixture of hyper realism and cartoony stuff. But it did look much better. It did look like a game, the Avowed game I might play. But yeah, Sodium Soldier, I love. It's something y'all may not know about me. I absolutely love strategy games. Age of Empires, Empire Earth, all those. I have spent hours and hours on those games in my life. I love those games. Um, I play a little bit multiplayer, but most of the time I just like to play with the computer. Hearts of Iron 4, yeah. Dale says it may be the style of the game. Avowed, you mean? What I heard, now this is what I've heard, Dale. I heard that Avowed was going for, it kind of switched mid development, is what I heard. That it was going to be their Skyrim. They wanted it to be their Skyrim. Do you remember the first trailer? It had the arrows going through the air and all that. And boy, I was pumped up. And they even said, this is the Skyrim killer. It's not going to be a Skyrim killer. But anyway, but then they pretty much built the world. The world was built. And y'all saw how realistic the world looked. Of course, it's built with, the real Engine 5. But it looks hyper realistic and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. But then they switched and went, no, we really shouldn't do that. Or I don't know why they switched, but they switched to the more cartoony-esque instead of the realism. Because then you look at, and it is the game design. I mean, you look at the weapon skins, the armor skins, and it's not realistic at all. But it doesn't mix, in my opinion. I mean, it just doesn't mix. You've got realistic landscape with cartoony characters and armor and stuff. I don't know if they switched because the armor and the characters were harder to do, realistic. I'm sure characters are much harder to do than landscape. I'm sure in hyper realism. That's probably what happened. They probably got to. I'm just spouting off here, okay? They probably got to the characters, the enemies, and started trying to make strands of hair and everything else, and was like, "Oh, this is too hard." That's just my opinion. What do y'all think? Now, is it something that's going to keep me totally away from the game? No, but it does take me out of. I mean, it really. It's just like slapping me in the face when I see some of that. I don't know if it bothers y'all, but it bothers me. Let's see. Sodium Soldier says you're talking my language. They have AOE on Game Pass. Hey, cool, awesome. Age of Empires. Yes, I've got it. I've got it on Game Pass right now, right here on my computer. It is downloaded. In fact, I played it last night. Yes. I have Age of Empires 1 through 4. I have all of them, Sodium Soldier. I love it. I love it. But actually, my favorite game like that is Empire Earth. I don't know if you remember that. The first one, there were two of them. The first Empire Earth was so good. I don't think there's ever been another one that even Empire Earth 2 wasn't as good as the first one. It's so good. So good. Loved that game. and it had one DLC, and the DLC was good. It went from like caveman to spaceman. It was awesome. So I'm anxious to see what this Aura Untold will be. Also, I don't know how many of y'all watched it, but right after the developer direct, there was the Elder Scrolls Online global reveal. I know we have a few people that play the Elder Scrolls Online. It is called, the new section is called the Gold Road. And they are actually fighting a new Daedric prince, Athela, something like that. Anyway, it launches June the 3rd this year, and of course, it's available on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. No Game Pass, but it's in the Westweald of Tamriel, which is a area that borders Valenwood, and they're adding this new feature called scribing. I don't really understand it because I don't know much about Elder Scrolls Online. I played Elder Scrolls Online early on in the game. I haven't played it in a long time. There's also styling with 22 options. Now, I did talk to someone at Bethesda, and they were saying if you're new to the Elder Scrolls, if you're wanting to jump into the Elder Scrolls Online, then a good thing to do is to start Elder Scrolls Online with the last, not this one, but the last one, which is Necrom, because it actually leads into this one. The story leads into this one, and they say it's a real good place to jump on. So if you're wanting to jump into ESO, do it. Grab the one that's out right now, and then you can play it right now, and then start in June with the new one. There you go. Psycho said I might start ESO. There you go. And it's on Sony. That's right. That's awesome. I've played it. I've wanted to get into it. I really do. I've tried it a couple of times. Just all the people running around going crazy. I can't get into that. And it's not like Fallout 76. You know, Fallout 76, I love the way Fallout 76 does it, where, you know, each person can go up to the person, you know, one at a time. Elder Scrolls Online, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how you can be immersed in the Elder Scrolls Online. It's just, I'm not an MMO guy. I'm just not an MMO guy. And I learned real quick that Fallout 76 is not an MMO. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just a multiplayer game. But it's not a true MMO. It's surely not like Elder Scrolls Online. Now, there's a lot of cool things to the Elder Scrolls Online. Don't get me wrong, and that's why I have bought at least three of the things. I know I've done three of them. 70. You've told me about Conan Exiles. I've still not tried that, but you were the one that was telling me about that. I still need to try that. I've got so many games I need to try. If y'all only knew, if y'all only saw my computer right now of the games that I literally play and try to fit in my schedule. And I do. I've got them that I'm trying to fit into my schedule. I've got uh, the Age of Empires that I was talking about. That's just mine for my quiet time, and I don't get much quiet time. That's just the one I do for my quiet time. But I have got so many that I've got stuck in there that I'm trying to get played. It's a good game. We're going to get a server soon for it. Oh, cool. Any more news on the map expansion? Not yet, Johnny. I can't wait to get more news. I'm guessing we'll probably get it in June. Of course, we're going to get the Atlantic City Part 2 first, America's Playground. That one's coming this spring. So that's what's coming to Fallout 76 first. And by the way, that is going to be a lot better than, now it's not going to be, we're not going to be able to put our camps there, but it is going to be an explorable area. It is going to have quests. It's going to be a place you get to go. It's not just a place to go and do an expedition. So this coming Atlantic City that's coming this spring is going to be better, a lot better. And if they've got places like if they put as much work in this as they did in the expedition, those aquariums and stuff, man, those are gorgeous. That's some of the best work I've seen in Fallout 76. So I can't wait to see what they've done in America's playground. I'm hoping we've got a lot of quests. Not holding my breath, but I am excited for it. I'm excited for it's our first story content in years, literally years. So, but no, I said that to say we'll probably get our first information from Bethesda anyway in June about the map. And I don't expect the map will be coming until the fall. In fact, we may not hear about the map until QuakeCon, which is August. So, yeah, I think we're all ready for the map. I think if you polled everybody, we would say just you can just keep Atlantic City and just give us the map. But they were working on Atlantic City long before they ever announced the map. So yeah, Atlantic City should be coming. I'm guessing. Did they say? I'm guessing around April. Let's see. I know the TV show's in April. Have they announced a date for the Atlantic City? It's Bethesda. They go silent all of a sudden. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Let's see. I don't think they have. City Part 2. Release date. It will release into 2023. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think that would be no, they haven't. So, no, they haven't. The calendar says March. Oh, cool. Well, cool. Then it's going to come out before the TV show. That's great. That's awesome. Johnny says, I really wish 76 would start making a lot of the armors tradable. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I wish were sellable, tradable, all that. Yeah, I do too. Absolutely. I understand why they don't. Some of the atomic shop things and stuff, but when it comes to like stuff that has been purchased with gold, that's supposed to be the new currency. I don't understand why in the world that stuff isn't, like the Secret Service armor and that stuff. There's no reason that shouldn't be. The new Brotherhood of Steel armor. There's no reason that stuff should not be sellable and tradable. Absolutely not. It won't be Bethesda. It will be Microsoft. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks. By the way, my chat was not working, But did anybody stop in the members only Fallout 3 live stream yesterday? It didn't last as long as I wanted it to last because my chat wasn't working, and I'm sorry my chat wasn't working. I'll figure out that better. But if you did, I'm glad you watched a little bit of Fallout 3 yesterday. We had a members only stream for a little bit anyway. Hey, True Flat, what's going on? The Master Commander, hey King, feeling better today. Glad to see you, brother. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yes, sir. No, we've got to think about it, guys. With Fallout and Starfield, whether you play both or not, we have a huge year for Bethesda. And now you put in machine games with Indiana Jones, and that's not counting if anything else drops. That's saying that's it. Let's just say that's it, okay? But just think about what's coming from BGS. This spring, we have got the Fallout TV show in April. We've got Fallout 76 Atlantic City Part 2 in March. I should have said that first. We got that in March. Then in April, we've got the TV show. We probably, this has not been announced, but then we probably will have the Fallout 4 next gen update dropped right around the TV show. I'm not seeing any reason why we shouldn't, okay? I'm hoping anyway, and it's going to have the content creation, the what's it called? Gosh, I hate lupus that messes with my mind. The the mod stuff with it. Anyway, what's it called? I say this all the time. I've said it so many times I can't remember. Matt says if Bethesda keeps some armors untradeable, then they should make that armor account movable, meaning you can move it between your different characters on your account. Yeah, you can't even do that. You're absolutely right, Matt. What is the stupid Bethesda mod thing that you pay for? What's it called? Anyway, they're going to have a new one of them, but they're putting that into the next gen update. So we should be getting that. Then in June, we should be getting another showcase like we got the developer direct. We should be getting another one of them. Then in August, we're getting QuakeCon. Hopefully, we're going to get a full QuakeCon this year. I hope. Then this fall, we're getting a full map expansion, a full new map expansion from Fallout 76. I expect it. I'm saying October or November for it. I'm calling it right now, October or November, unless there's a delay. And then I'm calling late November, early December for Indiana Jones. Creation Club, thank you. Why couldn't I think of Creation Club? Duh. Thank you, guys. Sorry. So just that is a huge year. That's a huge year for Bethesda right there. And again, that's not Elder Scrolls. That's not Starfield. Starfield. You've got Shattered Space DLC going to happen, plus all the other smaller DLCs that they've talked about. They're going to be adding survival mode. They're going to be doing the maps, the city maps, and the local maps. They're going to be giving us new ways to travel. I really want to know what that is. It's either surface buggies, or the ships are going to fly in the air. I don't know, one or the other. Okay. Those that play Starfield, I would love to know what you thought, because either one is really cool. And then the other couple of DLCs is they're going to expand shipbuilding options. They're going to give us a whole new shipbuilding creation kit. And then let's see, there was something else. But anyway, all those DLCs they're planning for this year. So, I mean, about every other month they should be coming out with something. Right on top of Vasco. I like it. Hey, Gen 2 Go, good to see you, man. Right on top of Vasco. I like that. That's great. Uh, it makes sense to and a modder's doing it. Uh Vasco is very close to the mechs. Y'all know what the mechs are in Starfield. Those is They need to bring those to life. I mean, they're in the game, they're right there. There's a whole planet that's full of those mechs sitting around everywhere. Wouldn't it be neat to be able to get into one of those and operate one of those things? I'm sure it don't go very fast, but it'll feel like you're doing something to get in one of those uh, big mechs and walk it around. So that's probably what it is. You get into a big Vasco and you walk him around. That's probably what it is. And it's going to be just like a horse in the Elder Scrolls. It's going to be about as fast as a horse. You're going to be faster with your jetpack. But hey, we're going to have a DLC that's going to be a different way to travel around. We've just figured it out, guys. We've figured it out. The way that we're going to travel around in Starfield. That's great. New power from the temple. Oh yeah, boy. We don't have enough of them, do we? Gentugo says, I just started playing Starfield a couple of days ago. Cool. A couple of y'all that are late to the party, I said this at the first of the show. Did y'all know that Starfield now has fewer players on Steam than Dave the Diver? That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Oh, man. Okay, guys. We are already to the part of the show where y'all talk about anything y'all want to talk about. I'm through giving y'all my news for the day, but I am, even though it's what we call a light year for Bethesda, I am excited for this year because not only that, I think there could be Bethesda does like to surprise us, like the Quake 6 thing on the board. That thing could drop at any time, especially now that they've teased it. The Oblivion remaster, it could drop at any time, even without them announcing it. Yes, they love to go silent, but they also love to give us surprises. And now that we don't have E3, we are really, 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 and nobody's thought of this. Now that there's not an E3, we don't have a pattern for what Bethesda's going to do. Bethesda is now, number one, not independent anymore. They're not on their own. They're under Microsoft. And they don't have that E3 conference every year. Now we have 2 developer directs. We don't know if they're going to be doing QuakeCon. They didn't do it last year. Was it because of COVID? That's what they said. Who knows? So we really don't know how they're going to announce games, how they're going to release games. So, us that have followed Bethesda for a long time had about figured out when and what they were going to do. We thought we had anyway. Now we have no clue. And I think Bethesda likes it that way. Junior says, haven't played Starfield. You need to try it. When is new Fallout game coming? Oh man, that's a good question. If you're talking about a completely new Fallout game, I still believe down deep in my soul, even though what Chris Avalon came out and said, I still believe deep in my soul there is a Fallout spinoff game in the works out there. I have heard too much from Obsidian. I have heard too much from certain developers and directors in interviews and what they've said for there not to be something either in the works are trying to be worked on. Now, the reason I say that, Chris Avalon just came out just about 2 weeks ago and said that he had pitched to, or was it Tim Kaine? I can't remember which. It may have been Tim Kaine. He pitched to Todd Howard. I think it was Tim Kaine. He pitched to Todd Howard to do a spin-off Elder Scrolls and a spin-off Fallout, since Bethesda was doing Starfield, and Todd Howard rejected both. Said he wanted to keep both in-house. And of course, my heart just sank. It was like, oh, of course, Tim Kaine, the one of the original guys that did Fallout. So that hurts. I hate that. I'm going to be a little, y'all know I'm super positive, but the only reason Todd would say no to that, I can't say the only reason, but probably the only reason he would say no to that is pride. But he wants to keep it in-house. But Garrett says Elder Scrolls should always stay in-house. Now I can understand that, but Fallout has already been done. Let it go. Especially because you look at the schedule, man. You've still got Elder Scrolls in between before the next Fallout, and Todd may not even be around. He's even said that in interviews that he may not even be around for Fallout 5. The Elder Scrolls 6 may be his last game. Hey, Garrett, by the way, did I miss anything back there? They still do a Microsoft Bethesda show in the summer. Yeah, Jeremy was talking about it. In June, they will do one. Yes. Garrett says, hey, when it comes to Fallout, we should all be pumped because Fallout 76 is finally getting another Wastelanders. Yes, we're getting a new map. It's even better than Wastelanders. We're getting a whole new map, whole new section. We are super excited. We've been talking about that a bunch. And if y'all came in late, man, y'all missed a big announcement, but I ain't even going to tell y'all again. You should have been here on time. Gentugo says, I hope they do not keep it in-house. I am already 55. I'm with you, Gentugo. I'm in my 50s too. I am too. You're older than me, but hey, who's keeping count? Who's keeping count? I still believe, I really believe though, Gentugo, I do. With all that said, even though what Tim Kaine said, I still believe. I still believe. Maybe it's dumb blind faith, but I do believe there is a Fallout spinoff in the works. And I've given some of the evidence. Some I cannot give, but most of it I've given on the show several times. When is that new section of Fallout to drop? This fall. It's coming out this fall. I predict October is what I said. If there's no delay, October. And the reason I say October is they don't want it to come out the same time Indiana Jones comes out. And I'm sure Indiana Jones is going to come out November or December. So the Fallout map could come out November with Indiana Jones coming out December. But look for it October, November, somewhere in there. Garrett says, we do also have more of the story side of New Jersey too. Yep. That is coming out in March, unless there's a delay. Atlantic City Part 2. And guys, again, don't sleep on this one. It's going to be so much better than the first part. It's not an expedition. It's an actual story part. It's our first. It's literally our first. It is our first expansion map that you can actually go and do story content. So I know y'all are waiting on Shenandoah, but really this Atlantic City is the first time we're going to get a map that you can go to and do quests. And that's coming in March. So we're actually getting 2 map expansions when you look at it correctly, and that's, man, no more expeditions this year. No more daily ops. We're actually getting story content the rest of the year. Y'all think about that. They're not giving us fluff. They're actually giving us story content. That's what's amazing. What we've been asking for how long? 2.5, 3 years. They're actually giving us real Fallout story content. That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing. Garrett says, yeah, I couldn't get into Atlantic City Part 1. What's an expedition? I mean, it's just like the pit. It's just a daily ops that's not timed. That's all it is. Junior says, I've seen something about Fallout London. You know anything about that? Yeah, that's a mod. It looks great. It's a mod for Fallout 4. So if you have Fallout 4, you'll be able to, if you play on PC, it's a mod for Fallout 4. But yes, it looks phenomenal. And it should be coming out very soon. They're almost done with it, are they not? From what I saw, they were almost done with it. Anybody know a release date on the London? I think I saw it, but my memory's horrible. Daily Ops 2.0, not super fun to me. No, it's not to me either. I don't mind it for a live stream. It's fast tempo and all that, but just me playing, I don't like it, no. But like I said, knowing we're getting 2 separate things of story this year made me so happy. 76 content grew stale the past couple of years. Yes, it's been over 2 years, Garrett. It's been over 2 years. Jeremy says, wonder which studio did the expansion. That's what's amazing. Y'all know that Austin is not, and that's what Jeremy's talking about. Austin is not working on 76 anymore. We have all outside studios doing it. I'm sure it was probably Double 11. There are 3 outside studios working on Fallout 76 now. One of those 3 is more doing the artwork and more support work, basically. But they do a lot of the artwork and stuff for the scoreboard and that kind of stuff. So there's 2 main studios, and it's out of the 2 main studios, it's Double 11, and the second one starts with an E. I'm telling y'all my memory, but I have a medical condition. That's why I come with notes. My wife makes fun of my notes, but I didn't used to preach without notes. I mean, I used to preach without notes, but I have to have them now because stupid lupus. I'm telling you, it's terrible to lose your memory. And somebody'd say, well, it just means you're getting old, King. No, it's both. It's probably both. But y'all can look it up. Anyway, there's 3 outside studios, but Austin has just a skeleton crew working on 76 now, because BGS Austin is actually working on a different game. They're working on a game called Spy Team. I don't know what Spy Team is. Nobody really knows what Spy Team is. What's funny is we know a lot. In fact, I've got about 2 minutes left of the podcast. I can tell y'all, and we go over it here a lot on this channel. If people would watch the Kingcast and listen, y'all would know years ahead of what's coming out at BGS. We know the ZeniMax game that is coming out. There's a brand new ZeniMax MMO that is coming out, and they have a brand new engine. We know that's in the works. ZeniMax is also working on another game that is a licensed game. We knew about the Blade game because we knew about that licensed game that was coming out. Okay, Spy Team, we know about that one. I told y'all about Quake 6 today. You don't hear much talk about Quake 6. Hey, my queen, you woke up. Hey, bless your heart. So anyway, I'll make y'all a list, and we'll do that. I do that every once in a while and tell y'all this is what's coming. In fact, I did it at the first of the year. If y'all remember, this is what's coming in 2024 and beyond. And we talk about all the future games that are coming. It's kind of neat to know in advance what's coming. Johnny says, I hear you, King. I had surgery 3 years ago and I can't remember my childhood. Bless your heart. Had a severe reaction in my brain to the anesthesia. Bless your heart. I'm so sorry to hear that. Golly, that's horrible. Well, I'm glad you're still with us, but I'm sorry you can't remember long term like that. My queen's not feeling good, by the way. She's got the flu, so she's home with the flu, and I'm here taking care of my mama. Well, guys, do y'all have anything else for me? I'm about to tell y'all a fond adieu for the rest of my Saturday night, unless y'all have any questions or comments or anything y'all want to throw at me. I have enjoyed being with y'all as always. Oh, everybody's telling you hello, Queen. Garrett says, I got in a bad car wreck once and it gave me TBI, messed my memory up for a while. Now I remember too much. Oh, that could be bad too. That could be bad too. Oh. Well, guys, I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. If y'all are anywhere close to me, bundle up because it's in the teens here in Arkansas. If you're north of me, you really need to bundle up because it's probably colder where you are. But us down here in Arkansas, we're not used to this cold weather. I have enjoyed being with y'all as always. Thank y'all for the support you do give me. Thank y'all very, 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 very much. For those that have the crowns, thank y'all. Thank you to my members and Patreons. Y'all don't know how much your support means to me and my wife. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday. And if God gives you tomorrow, have a blessed tomorrow. Bye, everybody.